Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in The Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss Mellow Corn landing on the top 50 whiskeys in the world list by Men's Journal. My name is McNew. Please join my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Kathy Cool, Darren McRoy, and Tim Swyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hello. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey, y'all. Hello. We're going to be talking about Mellow Corn today. It is a top 50 whiskey in the world from Men's Journal. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, McNew?
Yeah, what could convince you to join a cult? Like, what perks do they got out? You're going to be like, yep, I'm in. Send me to the commune now. What's good?
Just offer me some Kool-Aid. I'm in.
Kool-Aid.
$1.50 hot dogs and a drink.
I would say. There you go.
Rotisserie chickens or something?
$5 rotisserie chickens. This kind of gas.
What about a free soft serve machine? I think that might get me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. I'm thinking more like
joint here.
Unlimited salami.
You got a barbecue joint down.
This is not what you thought soft serve machine do, is it? This is not where McNew thought this was.
Unlimited salami.
That would get me.
Yeah, I love me some salami.
Huh, interesting. A cult, it
doesn't even have to be a religious cult. It could just be a group of people that are going to be like, give you X, Y, Z, and you just live with us.
Cheap gas, I think, gets a lot of people.
Cheap meats.
Yeah, well, cults are interesting to me because anytime I compare Costco to a cult, they want to point out that Costco's awesome, that they have the $1.50 lunch and all this, or they have
membership club.
They have the gas prices are so cool, and I have to remind them every time cults have great things. That's why people get involved in the cult, whatever it is, whether it's a support network, whether it is unlimited sex, unlimited salami, whatever it is, they've got something that's pulling you into it. It's not a terrible situation. Now it goes bad. The ones that go bad, that I get it, and it seems horrible, at the end.
You just can't let the guy get power hungry. It's the power that
you think is what does it.
They're not bad before that.
My theory about cults are, if you squint hard enough, you'll notice you're in 2 or 3 of them. And if you look, you'll start realizing, oh, wait, that's a cult.
That's pretty good. What would be an example of a cult that you've been able to establish that you were part of?
I don't know. Waking up every morning and the first thing I do is turn on my phone and listen to a podcast from a certain group of people.
Okay.
They change my daily aspect.
The ABV Network is a cult?
The ABV Network's a cult.
Okay. And Steve is the leader?
Oh.
Yes.
If you're reading in between the lines, that might have been what I said.
Who's the marketing arm?
Yeah.
Becca Sue's the enforcer.
Becca Sue, yes. Okay.
And like growing up, like several of us grew up in St. Louis, all thinking that just because we're eating toasted raviolis and custard, that we're better than everyone else. That's
what? We thought we were better than everyone else.
I did not think that.
I think St. Louis thinks they're worse than everybody else. That's the problem. Or they're satisfied being second. I mean, how many things do you hear like St. Louis is second best? We had the second best 4th of July festival. We have the second best Mardi Gras. We have the second best. We're fine. We're comfortable being further down the list. It's
besides most dangerous city. We pop off for that one. But
yeah. I don't like that number, by the way. That's all bullshit. So
yeah.
I get it. So.
You in Rockford, Illinois.
Rockford, Illinois. See, if Rockford, Illinois would make that list, they deserve to be on that list. St. Louis doesn't deserve it because they measure it by St. Louis City, which is a very fast declining population, which is small at this point, under 300,000.
Yeah, there's not many people that live in the city.
When you look at the St. Louis Metro, like there's this talk, and it's never going to happen. But if they would ever do it, if they would ever combine St. Louis City and St. Louis County, St. Louis would instantly become one of the safest cities in America. It would go from what's considered the most dangerous city in America to one of the safest based on the crime stats. But everyone thinks, and then when they're out by us, they think that falls under that. I'm saying, is it dangerous here? No, it's not dangerous.
Being dangerous is wild to me. Even downtown, like you can just bop around downtown and it doesn't feel dangerous. Indianapolis, on the other hand, I'm like, not going. But I've never felt unsafe in St. Louis.
Yeah,
agree to disagree, but okay.
Everybody.
We walked to the Arch the other day. We parked by the ballpark and walked to the Arch. It felt completely safe.
And I think that we feel that way about our hometown. So we had a group. We were in Louisville last weekend, and we have we play cards, and we the group that I was with, all of us busted out. We were done by about 11:30. Well, a couple of the people were like, I got to have dinner. I can't go to bed now. I got to have dinner. Well, there's nothing. This was Sunday night. We're actually we're approaching Monday morning. And we're like looking around. There's nothing open. We're Frankfurt Avenue, which is a busy area, not a single thing open. We find a place called Cafe 360. And so we go there. We walk up, and there's no one around, but there's people sitting out on the porch outside there. There's no one inside the place, and so we walk up. We get frisked, and a couple of us had pocket knives on us. We just carried knives all the time. They said you can't bring that in. So we go put that in the car, and we go in, have a nice dinner, and then cheap beer and stuff like that. Have a good time, and then we leave and go. And then the next morning we tell that story to the Louisville guys. Jeremy Schell, Jason Bronner, and Amin from Old Louisville Whiskey Company. They're like, "Are you kidding me? You guys went there? That's like there's been like 4 murders in that place in the last year. That's not a place where you go." And we're like, "Oh, felt pretty good to us. I don't know. We want to go back.
Ignorance is bliss."
Yeah.
You ever heard of Waffle House?
Find a Waffle House nearby.
Yeah,
you rate Waffle House by how many people have died in them. That's the better Waffle House to go to.
It's true.
How many people have lived in them because Waffle House girl? You saw her flip that chair. They have been training.
Yes,
remember that?
Waffle houses in Louisville, though. I've looked for a Waffle House. You have to go over to the Indiana side.
Really? They don't have them in Louisville, huh?
Yeah, they do. East side of Louisville.
Really?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they have some on the south side too.
Downtown right by my Courtyard Marriott where I stay. I walk to it in the night and the morning. I usually end my night there and I begin my day there.
Sure.
I'm a regular when I'm in town.
Crystal, she's great. She knows what I'm talking about. She's a fan of the show.
Yeah.
The amount of years I've been. She's great.
She's great. Okay. Well, Cafe 360, I don't know. I gave it a 5 out of 5. It was good. we liked it. We had fun. So, but apparently it's not safe. So I have no idea.
Don't imagine, Brad. You went there.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? Don't go there. It's dangerous. He's like, and I like to gamble, but I don't gamble by going there. Yeah. All right. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with McNew. She hasn't started yet.
This one's actually a screw top. I always forget it's a screw top, but it is. It's West Fork Whiskey Distillers Collection, double oaked bourbon.
Oh my god!
I used to.
Oh my god! Darren, what do you got?
I have still 630 10-year-old Rally Point Rye Hazmat.
Okay. Hello. I've got from Copper and Kings. I got a brandy finished in a bourbon barrel, I believe. So, brandy finished in a Northwest single malt whiskey barrel. So single malt whiskey barrel, 125 proof. So here we go. Swine on the set. Basie, but not enough to beat Darren. Darren has the lead, but Kathy's next.
I'm going to drink some MB Roland Kentucky Straight Corn Whiskey since we're talking about corn whiskey.
Okay, that was solid. That was a legit leader right there. So Kathy has the lead, but that being said, Swiat is yet to go. What do you got there, Swiat?
I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty bougie here. I'm drinking one of the best 50 whiskeys in the world. Men's Journal, Mellow Corn.
Mellow Corn.
Screw top.
Screw top.
Look at that.
Oh, whoa.
Oh.
I think that made more noise than your pork pops do, Tim.
It did.
That's true.
I'm so shocked.
That's true. So
cheers.
I talked to an audience listener recently. They liked Tim's inability to produce a cork pop, and the fact he'll tell
performance.
people,
I have performance issues. Talk to the general.
He just goes flaccid whenever he tries to do it.
Congrats to Kathy and cheers.
Well,
all right. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Mellow Corn making the top 50. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
This is Evan Eaters, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily. Cheers.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about Mellow Corn being one of the top 50 whiskeys in the world, according to an article.
Yes, Men's Journal. Posted that.
So, Swiat, you're drinking it. What do you think?
What do you think?
Oh, it's funky stuff. No, actually, it's for what it's worth. 100 proof, bottle and bond, 100% sweet corn. No, it's not 100%.
It's 80.
It's 80. Yeah, the rest barley in there. But it's also it's aged in used cooperage, which I think mellows it out a little bit. It is what it is. It's a $18, $15 bottle of whiskey that they're saying you can get on Flaviar for $22.
Yeah,
$22. Flaviar.
That was
a little something
absurd
for
in
the
this
effort.
article.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like Mellow Corn, actually.
I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it either. But again, if the list is the top 50 value whiskeys in the world, maybe there's a place for Mellow Corn.
Yes.
I know that a lot of bartenders use it. Top 50 cocktail whiskeys in the world. Okay, I'm on with it. I can't stand in a place where it says Mellow Corn is a top 50 whiskey in the world. It's not. It doesn't rank in the top 50 for me.
And if they would have worded this article my top 50, that's fine. That's subject to opinion. That's fine if you put it on your top, but to say in the world, that's like saying it went to the World Series and it doesn't even play baseball. Like, you can't say it's the best in the world.
Right.
I did some research.
Problematic in America.
Okay.
But
KK has research. All right.
I have research.
Okay.
It's the crinkle of the papers.
Okay. We typically like to let someone follow through with their thought. McNew got cut off there, but this is like breaking news, apparently. So this just in.
This just in. Start the presses. This just in.
So, McNew, I totally agree with you when you say my favorite whiskeys. One of the pieces of the article was a section called Why You Should Trust Us.
Oh.
And it says Men's Journal has covered whiskey since their inception in 1992. Their editors and writers boast decades of experience in the liquor business. We taste, test, savor, and review every last sip of the best and worst beers, wines, whiskeys, gins, and tequila to serve our audience with informed takes and refined opinions.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate.
I don't know about the refined part. Okay.
I think if you were going through and making a top 50 list.
Yes.
And I think you would be at a disservice to the community if you did not put your top 5 value whiskeys in the top 50 list. Maybe not very high.
I agree with you here, because you can't be like, oh, I only buy premium whiskeys. We know that's not true for most people. So I'm kind of with you, Darren. I get it.
And I think there was some other things on this list that had more of a place of not being.
Is Mellow Corn a top 5 value whiskey?
No.
Probably not for me, but for somebody.
They'd be lucky to break the top 100. I mean, because it's all styles.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Too. It's all styles. It's not just American whiskey. It's not, in the world.
It's Scotch.
So we would have said American whiskey, and we said
American. It ranks in the top 5 in American whiskeys that had their label designed in 1945. Okay, they can top that. Yeah. And I like Mellow Corn. And I don't want to beat up Mellow Corn because I like it. It's good for what it is.
There's nothing wrong with Mellow Corn. This is just not the list for it. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You read the description on why they put it in there. It's basically a bartender's pick.
And it is. Like, the
bartenders
do
probably
love Mellow Corn.
reviewing it, who got selected on that one was I go on bartender instead of, I should say, mixologist pick.
Right.
That's where it's at, because you definitely have a man bun and a
do bartenders just love Mellow Corn, or are they using it because it's versatile, cheap, and the fact that most people aren't drinking it, so it's like, hey, I'm introducing you to something. It gives me a point of conversation of, hey, check this one out. I think that's the reason why bartenders use it. If it became a top 50 whiskey in the world where people really knew about it and cared about it, and it was a big thing, I think the bartenders would push themselves away from it. They wouldn't gravitate towards it. They would be like, I want to find something else that they don't know about that I want to introduce them to.
I would like to see how much Mellow Corn's sales numbers go up based on this article.
Oh.
I like to see the debit balance on the marketing budget prior to this article being written.
Yeah.
Just see what that marketing budget looks like.
Right.
Now, or and after. But still, it definitely holds a bit of cocktail. It's something you shouldn't shy from. You should have it at the bar, at your home. Mix something with it, have fun with it, and don't be afraid. You're not separating $15 to $20 out of your wallet for this one.
Yeah. So
Mellow
Corn's good. Go ahead, Darren.
Mellow Corn is good. I agree. And I was playing devil's advocate, but I agree with everyone here. I was just going to play devil's advocate because someone had to, and I didn't do a good job of it. But what did really piss me off about this article, which I know this is not what the show's about, but I'm bringing it up. So it is now. It would be like, oh, it retails for this price. And then it would have buy from a website or buy from another website at like 3 times retail. And then some of them weren't even like high chase bottles. They were just like, wait, why is that so expensive? Like if you looked at all the prices and you're like, why is that $30 over retail? It doesn't make any sense.
Right. So
and there was a lot of big flashy names in this article to catch attention. Things that everyone's heard of. Everyone's tried at least once to create. Oh, I've had that. I can agree with this list.
Yeah.
Oh, makes sense.
Is this an article, or is this, hey, these are 50? The sales department says, hey, these are 50 whiskeys we're getting a nice commission off of.
Yeah.
Profile.
Yeah.
Oh,
this
the top 50 in the world. Yeah.
The list is a cult.
The list is a cult.
There's a lot of Suntory. There's a lot of Heaven Hill, a lot of Buffalo Trace. If you think you look at the overlap of the distilleries, but I will say the Irish selections, some of the Japanese selections out of a Beaky 17, you're not going to find it. But the Irish selections, even the Scotch selections, they're not bad.
Yeah. Right.
So
for somebody who I go across the spectrum, they're not bad.
Yeah. So we, as people that are kind of seasoned in bourbon and whiskey, are like kind of like, you know what, the list could have been better. But I were new. If I found this list in 2016 when I got into bourbon, I'd be like, oh, these are things I should go try to find. I think it could be like a fun list, almost like a
I literally did that.
Problem. But that's the problem with these things, and this is why it gets me going, because people do that. This is why when someone sees an article of the 25 best bourbon bars and one's been closed more than 5 years, that's why it gets me mad, because people use it for those reasons. That's why the article's written, it's
more than just a deadline and a paycheck. Like people use the articles. You should think about them.
Right.
That's true.
I think it's more of how can we generate.
My dog is highly offended by the whole thing.
Dog hates it. Your dog hates it. Wow. So, well, there you go. Once again, another example of shitty journalism in the world of bourbon. I think that a lot of people touch on it again. Men's Journal. Isn't Men's Journal kind of supposed to be like a health magazine? But again, they try to be everything to everybody. We try to be everything to everybody, so we have to include some spirits in there, like Forbes. Do you think Forbes? Again, it's our lifestyle section. That's why it's in there. And so, so we have to have it from Forbes, and then you get all the other things that that are dedicated to this stuff, and they're equally as bad too. So they're just all bad. That's the problem. I think journalism sucks in this country these days.
I have one more question, if I may, Steve.
Sure.
So, do we think that the journalism is just bad when talking about whiskey, or is it bad in every regard?
I think it's in every regard.
Bad for everything.
Yeah, we just here.
That's what I was thinking.
It stands out to us here because, like this group and the people who are listening to the show know a lot about bourbon and care about it and whiskey and that, and that's not the people that are writing about it. The people that are writing about it are people that are good at getting hired for writing jobs. Is that's who they hire. And are they even great writers? I don't know. That's too. You don't have to be a great writer to be a writer anymore.
No. You have to have fact. Quote someone else said fact.
Yeah.
And then you're good. Don't have to have any way at all.
No.
It might be a fact.
It might be, and it might not
be a fact. Yeah, that's true.
I'm not even sure if they're all facts.
What if we just did better, though? What if this group, there's 5 of us, if we said, hey, here's our top 10 whiskeys that you should try? What if we put together a list? I'm just creating work for us. I don't want to do that. But I think we could do so much better, though. We really could.
I think so, too.
These 5 people here, and anybody that we invite on the shows, and anybody that really listens, I think could make a better list.
I think so, too.
Absolutely. Attainable, affordable, good.
By people who actually care about
quality.
Well,
yeah.
Supporting good people that are just trying to make a living as well.
I'm telling you right here, right now, I could give the assignment to write about the top 25 bourbon bars in America, and not one person would submit one that's been closed for 5 years. None of you would do that. None of you would do that. No. But that's the sort of stuff that we see going on out there. It's ridiculous. So there you go. All right, well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Darren, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
If you want to hear my list of 10 whiskeys you should try right now, drop by the ABV Barrel Shop and I can give them to you. Okay. And on Instagram at the Bourbon Adventures.
Yeah, I actually provide them the list, and then it's whatever ones we want to push.
Yeah, it's a script. I don't know anything else.
Hold on, let me pull out my notes.
Beep boop. This one is number one on the list.
All right, KK, how about you?
Well, I don't work for Steve, so if you want to hear my list, reach out to me on Instagram at KKCastStrength, and we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. All right, Tim.
Kathy, I think you said it best. I have my own opinions, friends in the business and all this, that, and the other, but I have my own opinions on this stuff. On Instagram at SwyGuy2112 and at YouTube at our flagship whiskey.
Whoa, McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV. Just send me a message and I'll give you some good whiskey suggestions.
All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy, talk whiskey lists, whatever you want to do, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theABVNetwork.
Great job today, gang. Fartings, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing, the ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.